Hey people, match day 26, Tuesday results are in, and Chelsea and Manchester United played out a draw, right? Their winning run ends respectively against Leeds and West Ham United. Guys, welcome back to another post-match review of Tuesday's games were quite interesting, looking at the results, round some of the games that were played on Tuesday. And let's just start things off with Chelsea playing out a 2-2 draw against Leeds. Now, I did say in my preview that match was going to be really, really tricky. And Leeds United are one team that I feel like, knowing the fact that they picked up 3 points in the first leg at home at Hillan Road, they knew that they just had to do something to be able to get some sort of result against Chelsea in the second leg. Now, should I say that the first half was a bit slow from both sides, and particularly when you look at Chelsea, I feel like the run of games they've had, the EFL Cup midweek, playing at the weekend, and then in less than about 2-3 days they have to play again. And Leeds had the better most of about the week to prepare for the game. The game started a bit slow from Chelsea, the first half. But yeah, it didn't seem like they were in the game. And I'm looking at the starting 11. I felt like they were a bit tired. I know they didn't start very well. But the good thing is João Pedro got the first goal, leading them 1-0 into the second half. And then the second half starts and the momentum shifts to Leeds United, playing more aggressively, winning the second ball. And it looks like that midfield battle was obviously won by Leeds. And they had, momentum going forward. However, there was a penalty given to Chelsea with Cole Palmer obviously slotting it in, and 4 goals in 2 matches. It seems like he's obviously back, and even an assist for João Pedro's goal in the first half. So it seems like things are steadily getting back again for Cole Palmer. But Chelsea, on the other hand, after the second goal, I feel like they were a bit relaxed. They didn't want to over-exact themselves, and that gave Leeds United a way back into the game. They had more possession, had more aggressiveness going into the final third, the 18-yard box. And I'm sure they're going to feel disappointed, especially with the fact that the way they lost the 3 points, having to share that point is going to be really, really disappointing for Chelsea. But I feel like the starting 11... There was obviously nothing wrong with starting the same 11 that started the game against I'm trying to remember who it was now that they played at the weekend. But when you look at them, you feel like there's this tiredness with the players. The energy that you would have expected to see in the team, especially in that second half, it wasn't there, because they were finding it difficult to track back, finding it difficult to, and maybe, I don't know, because even looking at the formation that the coach started, it looked like it put more people in the midfield, and even at that, it really didn't help with the fact that Leeds were breaking the passes up in the midfield, getting the second ball. They just found it really, really difficult to win those duels and all that. But unfortunately, the match ended in a draw 2-2. Although towards the very, very end of the game, Cole Palmer had a chance. That was a very, very, very good chance that he should have finished. But unluckily, he couldn't do that. You could just see the surprise in his face. And I'm sure even their fans would have been really, really surprised as to how he didn't finish that opportunity, for Chelsea to pick up all 3 points. But regardless, they did what they had to do. They picked up 1 point at least. The fact that they didn't lose the game, that was an advantage for Chelsea. And then the other game saw Tottenham lose their game to Newcastle United 2-1. Now, when I look at Tottenham, I'm trying to understand how it is that they are really this bad in the Premier League. Honestly, I cannot just seem to put it together. Now, this is the same set of players, the squad that Tottenham has, that got them to finish in the top 4 of the Champions League. So I'm confused how they are struggling to play in the Premier League. Honestly, I can't I can't seem to just put it together. I cannot. I'm finding it difficult to put what together as to how it is that Tottenham are struggling, really struggling right now. They are close to the. Hey, these people are really close to the relegation zone. They are number 16 on the table. They are so close to the relegation zone. It's really bad. Honestly, it is really bad right now for Tottenham. Well, Newcastle on the other hand, winning the game, saw them move into the top half of the Premier League table. And yes, I must say it's a good one for them, looking at how they lost the game at the weekend. They will really feel hard done by that result. But the good thing is they seemed like they had a bit more energy than Tottenham, even though I felt like at one point Tottenham looked like they were going to get the equalizer, which eventually didn't happen. But I just feel like Tottenham right now I feel like the players are really low on confidence. It's just that when you see the same set of players playing the Champions League, you're trying to reconcile how it is that they are playing so well in the Champions League and they are really struggling in the Premier League. Honestly, I don't even know the words to use for them, but I felt like they played okay in this game against Newcastle. They were just so unlucky to get that, that 1 point and probably the equalizer to maybe just spring up life into that team again. It's just really difficult, and I just hope this does not lead to Thomas Frank's sacking. But I think I'm going to talk a bit more about him in a separate video. But yeah, they lost that game 2-1, and then Manchester United also seem like they're on that run alongside Chelsea, played out a 1-1 draw. Šeško getting the equalizer for Manchester United very late on. However, Souček got the first goal in the second half, I think in the 58th minute, and it was looking like West Ham were going to run away with the 3 points, but unfortunately just that last minute concentration got Šeško to get the equalizer for them. And I think it's a good one for Manchester United, because it will be really disappointing that they go on a run of 4 games winning, 4 wins, and then the 5th game, which a lot of people would have felt they would have easily run over West Ham, which I didn't think was going to happen. They eventually lose the game, but that would have been really bad. But the fact that they were able to get a point, I think it was really good for them. And West Ham also will feel really disappointed, because looking at the way that they kept Manchester United out, they also had chances, about 2-3 chances. Wilson had a chance, I think it was offside though. 1 or 2 other people also had a chance, but they didn't take it. They were really sloppy, and I knew it was going to come back to haunt them, and that was exactly what happened. But yeah, Manchester United have to take a point, and that still keeps them in number 4, because if they had lost that game, Chelsea would have obviously gone on top of them to number 4, and then they dropped to number 5. But the fact that they now have a point in that game, it means that they are still going to retain their number 4th position, and Chelsea also remain where they are. Now, with this result for, let me say, Manchester United, Chelsea, and even Tottenham, a lot of things can still happen. It's still the Premier League, right? And yes, it's match day 26, but they still have a very good, 11 games to go. So we can still see teams shift or change positions and all that. And with the result, obviously, for Manchester United and Chelsea, the likes of Liverpool, Aston Villa, and Man City now have a chance to probably extend the points between them, especially that Man City and Aston Villa are still 2nd and 3rd on the table. They can extend that point a bit, and then maybe Liverpool will close the point between themselves and Man U and Chelsea if they're able to pick up wins in their respective games. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the results for match day 26, Tuesday results in the Premier League. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section. I would definitely be reading and responding to some. Also, ensure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for those that have subscribed to the channel. Please keep sharing with your friends, your loved ones, colleagues, family members, and let them subscribe to the channel. Also, ensure to put on your post notification button to get our latest video when they drop, and follow us on all our social media platforms at _official FSH. Anyways guys, until Wednesday's games are played and the results are in, enjoy the rest of your week. Bye bye guys.